Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the workshop and indeed my channel. So first project today, we're going to be replacing some plywood on my grandma's bird table. I think we managed to insert a picture here for you. And I'm going to stop recording now and we'll go and get it out the ground, bring it into the shed, and we'll have a look at what we can do with it. So, initial thoughts then. The pole, where it's been in the ground, has actually done a lot better than I thought it was. Me and Matthew put this in the ground, get on a year ago, I think. Yeah, it's lasted, it's not too rotten yet. I was worried when I put it in that it was going to rot out fairly quick, so that's good, I'm pleased about that. We'll be able to use this same pole and put it back in. Looking at the underside here, my uncle built this actually for my grandma. Can't remember how long ago. You can see there is some wobble, and I think that is in part due to the fact that this top layer of plywood has started to delaminate, look, and that's why it needs replacing. If you look on top here where the birds actually get their food from, you can see more of the delamination. That's the bit of wood that we're going to try and replace. And when this was first suggested to me by my grandma, I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to take the bird table apart and then put it back together again. But looking at it, the way my uncle's done it is we've got screws going straight in here and underneath, which I should be able to take out, replace this bit of ply, and then just put all the trim back on, and it should be hopefully a lot more sturdy, and we shouldn't have this delaminating thing. Come on, Chris, YouTuber. Delaminating bird table, that's the word. Right, so let me throw this up on the work table, make a load of mess, try not to knock the brews over that have just been kindly delivered. Get some tools out. One of my first tools that I got for myself, with some birthday money. Little Ryobi impact driver, very useful tool, pleased to have it. Makes life a lot easier, save me undoing screws by hand all the time. As we just started off, I've noticed that quite a lot of these, this is clearly too powerful, quite a lot of these are ripping out thing. We might need to use some big ones in a minute. I'm just going to see if I can slowly eke some of these out. Okay, he might have to be a screwdriver. Next thing on the tool front then is my toolbox. She's a big old boy, but I think a little Phillips will do the job. This being that much gentler, not as vicious of a turning torque. Just let me slip that one out there. Now these screws I'm going to have to keep to one side and remember that they are all for the big sheet of plywood. Hopefully they're not too rusted out and we'll be able to use them again. If not, we might have to get some bigger ones. Right, that's that come apart nice and easy then. Looks like it is just going to be as nice and simple, take out, change and put back together job. So this seems nice and sound. Oh, I say that. Oh, everything's falling over. If I put it down on the small workshop problems, eh? If I put it down on the floor here, you can. Okay. So one has ripped out. That one's going to have to get changed. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to sit this down here for now, though. Probably covered in bird keck. And we'll just whip this off. I might have to put this on the floor. Yes, it's not going to be tall enough to get it on the workbench. Okay, so this is quite interesting. I thought when my uncle had built this, he would have cut a round hole in this piece of plywood, the lower piece, the one that's sound, and put the whole circumference of the post all the way through, and then have it butt flush like it is here onto the top of the rotten piece of plywood. What he's actually done is cut a little, I suppose that's a tenon or a mortise, and he's put just a little bit there through the ply, so that then he can fit 2 screws down into the post. I think that's rather clever. Looking at this lovely piece of plywood, it's actually not so lovely. You can see here just how manky it is and how delaminated and horrible. I think we've done this job just about at the right time. So if I get rid of that, and if my camera pans round, you'll find here this piece of plywood. Now, a family not far down the road, I live not 10 doors down from my grandma. Family in between us has been having an extension built for quite a while, and me being the cheapskate that I am, have asked twice now if I can steal some wood from outside the front of their house that they don't need anymore. One of which being a rather large 8x4 pallet, which I used in another project to get some nice long timber plank material. Yes, that stuff there, and those I think they're 2x3s or something. Those, and now this board of plywood, which is just the ticket, I think, to replace what we're missing from the bird table. Looking at my piece of reclaimed ply then, the edges are a bit mangled, as to be expected. I think it was used on the floor to cover a hole because it's a bit warped from people standing on it. I'm going to cut this oversize and then cut off these edges as well, so that we get a nice clean cut and we should get a nice snug fit in the bird table. So let's get the old measuring tape out and have a bit of a measure. So, 28 by 33. Looking at the piece of plywood then and the size of the bird table, we're looking for a piece that is 28 by 33 centimetres. So if we're going to use this corner, I think, despite the sticker being on it, I'll put that on the bottom, or maybe not. Maybe I should sand that off, really. Maybe I should use a different corner. Yes, okay, scrap that idea. Forget what I said, we're using this corner of the plywood now. So I'm thinking 28 is going to take us to there, and 33 is going to take us to here. If I exclude, let's exclude this here. So I'm going to draw a straight line. I think we'll get rid of this drill hole as well. Let's have it that way. So if I have a line here, 28, that should exclude that. That should exclude that chewed out bit there, and then to exclude this drill hole too, we've moved everything over. I should cut those edges off first, because then I'll make sure it's square. So, Bailey's chilling out. Don't know what this is still doing here. I've got my extremely high-tech cutting system for the piece of plywood. Bear with me. And my inherited handsaw. That's the wrong side. Let's draw a straight line across here and get a nice clean edge. nearly there. I'm just going to ask Matthew if he can to sit on the end there for me. I'll put some weight on it and film at the same time.
Bear with the very shaky camera though.
And we'll finish this off. The sunlight providing excellent lighting. I've cut this to 30.5 centimetres, and then that way when I take 28 like we need for the table off, that will exclude this drill hole. And now we've also just removed this chewed up bit, so I'm gonna measure down 33 here in a straight line. We'll cut that end off, and then I'll just leave to cut the knee edge on this side. Today, as you can probably tell, despite it being September. But you know, we'll crack on. Now, with that cut, we've done 3 sides. Just going to mark up and take this edge off so we get a nice clean one there. Then it'll just be to clean up the edges, and then we'll have to think about paint. Hello. It's a good boy. You're going to sit down and say hello to the people. Hey? It's a good boy. Hey? Sit. Sit down. Good boy. Good dog. Now, where was I? I got interrupted there. You filming me or the dog? Right. Vice, old, beautiful, small for now, great. Cloth, soft jaws. Proper ones would be copper, obviously. Not too fussed about leaving marks in this, especially as we're going to paint it, so I won't use them. But if I am doing delicate things, I've done walking sticks in the past, and if I were to grolly them in the vice, obviously the teeth would put marks in it. So I use these for now until I've got the funds to get some copper ones, which is what you should have really. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, some planing. Let's go into some planing. What am I doing? 28. 28. Okay, another off cut. That's gone in the plants. Don't tell Grandma. So then, moment of truth. Okay, we are slightly out. Looks like we are. a few, just a few mil too big. Can you see that? A few mil too big there, which will stop it going in this way. So that hopefully might just rasp off. This way, yeah, again, just a few little mil. I'm glad to at least have cut it too big rather than too small, because that means, you know, less work. Don't have to cut a hole. Time to do some clasping. Right, so it looks like we're going to be good this way. I need to take some more off of this edge though, I think. We seem to be about there. Nice snug fit now. So really I should paint this the same colour as the rest of the table, because obviously if I put it in now then we're going to have to take it to bits and repaint it, or yeah, so that might have to be it for this video. Another thing I want to mention before I forget is this one here. The screw, as you can see, has sort of been wedged between the ply and this post, so I may well try and take him out and relocate him further down without splitting this batten, so that might need a drill. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we're going at the minute. I think we've come to the decision then to stop this video here. That'll be it. Well, this will have to be a two-part thing. I'll try and source some paint as quick as I can. We'll get that bottom piece painted up. Might well do a touch-up paint on the rest of the bird table. Then we'll be able to put it back together and hopefully bring this project to a close. So, we've got some tidying up to do. If you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Okay then, ladies and gents, literally halfway through tidying up, I've realised I have a taster pot of natural stone, which I think is going to be about close enough.
Cannot. Okay.
What?
Yeah, we got it.
What, do you want to do that again? Or?
No, we got it.
Natural stone will be close enough. Still going to do a part 2. Like, subscribe. Feel like a YouTuber. I'm going to stick that back in there. We'll see you next time when we've got paint now. Brilliant. That saves going to the shops. Awesome. See ya.